My husband is praying a whole heck of a lot since I'm on a reality show on VH1. My name is Sheree Fletcher, and I used to be married to Will Smith, and I met him at a taping of A Different World. I was there because I had a friend who wrote for the show, so I was there to support that friend, and we were seated next to each other in the audience. Afterwards, we all went down on the set and kind of hung out, and apparently my friend gave him my phone number. I had no idea until one day I'm home and my phone rings, and I pick it up. Hello, and it's Will Smith. And once we started to date, it was just on and popping. It just went really, really fast from there. And next thing I know, we were married and we were having a baby. He didn't have the worldwide recognition that he has now, but still, he was known. He was a celebrity, so that was exciting. It was exciting to go places, and you know, people knew who he was and asked for autographs. And then, of course, they envied me because I was the girlfriend, you know, but it was a good envy. So it was exciting at first. Well, going through divorce and then having to see him everywhere, you know, like literally everywhere. Like I go out of the country and there he is. You know, if I'm in China, he's speaking Chinese. If I'm in Mexico, he's speaking Spanish. It was crazy. So that's hard because you're trying to get somebody out of your system. That was a big old pain in the butt. Super rough emotionally, because it really is. I describe divorce as it's a death of a dream. You know, you don't get married to get divorced. And then you find yourself in that place and it's like, oh my God, what happened? This was supposed to be the fairy tale. It was supposed to be forever. I thought like, oh my God, you know, my lifestyle is going to change. And, you know, not for the better. But I'll tell you, at the end of the day, you just want peace and you want joy. So it was like, I have to get beyond this. And so the money thing wasn't even an issue. It's like my happiness, you cannot put a price tag on that. Raising my son, and Will and I being co-parents, we've been able to make that work because there's a lot of respect and we put our kids first. And it works very well that way. I tried to raise him to be very grounded, to be respectful, to be as normal as he possibly could be. And then what happened as he got older, I'd have to say, hey, look, you know what I mean? You know, there are things that you can't do that everybody else may be able to do, but you do them, you're going to make headlines. I had to get really direct with him so that he knew there were just things that he had to look out for, you know, and things that he had to be really smart about, especially when it came to girls. You know, girls aren't always going to come at you because of just the fact that you're just a great young man and you're attractive and, you know, you're smart. There's going to be a Will Smith factor. I've been divorced from Will since, 95. So, yeah, I had many relationships in between. And it was crazy because, you know, you date somebody for a little bit and you say, you know, I like this guy. So at some point, you know, you got to tell him who your ex was. And that was never something I looked forward to. I remember one guy literally almost drove off the road. I'm married to Fletcher. And when I started to date Terrell was a football player. So I fell in love with a football player, but married a pastor. You know, I think there's such a bond between us five because we've experienced, you know, being in relationships with high-profile men. And we're all divorced from those men. So, and most of us have children with those men. So now we're acting as co-parents with our exes. So I think we have a lot in common.